Hey everybody, welcome back to In Bed with the Millennial. I'm the Millennial, Javeda Bay, and this is not my bed. I am back on the East Coast for my graduation, and so I'm actually filming from my best friend's humble abode, so that is why the scenery is a little bit different, but guess what? The message still the same. So as you know, it's Masturbation May, so we're talking about all about pleasure this month, and last week we talked about how to actually intentionally add more pleasure to your masturbation sessions, but today I want to talk about pleasure outside of the sexual realm, because that word is so often just tied to sex and sexuality and sexual activity. But pleasure is something that we should be working towards in every aspect of our life, not just in the bedroom. So let's talk about that. And I know you're probably like, Javay, how is this even sex ed? Because if you only think about pleasure in terms of sex, then it is my responsibility as a sex educator to help broaden that understanding of pleasure. So that's what I'm gonna do for you today. So let's get into it. So how can you, what pleasure not in the bedroom? What does that even mean? Well, like I said last week, pleasure is defined as desire, satisfaction, or gratification, joy, happiness, all of those things. And you can have all of those feelings about life without sexual activity. So how do I get there? How do I do that, Javay? I'm so glad you asked. First things first, rest is pleasurable. And I am probably a hypocrite saying this because y'all, I don't rest. I'm on vacation and still making content and everything. So come on. But rest is pleasurable. Actually taking time to just slow down, deep breathe, take time for what you truly want to do and not what you have to do because you have responsibilities and you got to pay bills. No. So pleasure is all those things that we push to the side because we're I got to focus on paying my bills this month, or I got to focus on making sure the children are dressed and ready for school, or I got to focus on X, Y, and Z. Pleasure is actually doing what feels good. Hey, you know what? In this moment, I just want to drink a cup of coffee and sit on the couch and listen to some Santana and have a restful, peaceful morning. That's pleasurable. So do that. Not every day because, responsibilities are a thing. But on days when you feel so called and you're I need to take it slow. I want to take it slow. Take it slow. That is pleasurable. When you're you know what? I have been craving an ice cream cone for days. Go get that ice cream cone. Enjoy the pleasure of satisfying a desire you had, especially in the form of ice cream, because ice cream is amazing. Or if you're you know what? I just need a hug from my best friend. Yo, if they're vaxxed, you vaxxed, they're in driving distance, or you want to buy that plane ticket, do it. Go get a hug from your best friend if it is feasible, because that is extremely pleasurable. Trust me. But just take some time to actually think about what you enjoy that is not within the parameters of I got to do X, Y, and Z. I got to meet these responsibilities. I got to handle this like Olivia Pope. No. Do what you want to do because it makes you feel good, because it's pleasurable, because there's no responsibility attached to it. Do it every once in a while. I know it's not reasonable to do it all the time because, we live in a capitalistic society where you got to pay bills. But you can do it sometimes, and you should, because pleasure should not only be something that happens in the bedroom, because as we know, you ain't always in a sexy mood. You can't always have pleasure in the bedroom. So you need to put pleasure in other aspects of your life. And I want to encourage you to do that. So please take some time today. Think about what you could do that'll be pleasurable this week. What one little thing can you add to your week, your schedule, and be I will find so much pleasure in actually taking a walk in nature for the first time in months. That would be so pleasurable. Schedule it, put it in there, baby boo, and you do it. But I think it's also pleasurable if you like this video, if you comment, and if you share it with all your friends. And it's definitely pleasurable to make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. But until then, I'm gonna see you later. Deuces.